And now for your third video, I finished putting together a more generic variable sheet than the supernova sheet. And basically, you can record your MJD here, which you can get from your file name. It's also in the FITS header, but it's in the file name. So that's the MJD 57957. That's a decimal point, so D is dot 543, etc. So you can type that in straight from the file name. Should all just be using the V filter, and this doesn't affect anything aside from you recording what filter you're using. And then you do your simple measurement in Astro Image J with the circle and the annulus. Make sure everyone's using the same aperture size, otherwise it's not going to work. So set some agreed aperture size, maybe slightly a bit too big is good, so you get autoflux, and then you just bang these in there. For your variable, your comparison, your check. This is if you're measuring the background. There's a few different methods you can use, because Astro Image J will automatically remove the background, you just leave this blank. These will remove the background from these observations, but that's because there's no background, just the same values. And then converts that into the difference between the variable and the comparison in the magnitude scales. Okay. And then to get the magnitude of the variable star, it takes this difference between the variable and comparison and then adds that to the known magnitude of the comparison star, which you put up here in this box, and the error. So as you put stuff in, it'll get plotted over here automatically. And your comparison and check star magnitudes should go on here, and I've made a little trend line. It should be roughly flat. It's not ever going to be perfectly flat. And your observations are likely just to look scattered, and that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. You have to analyze the period and fold the light curve around for it to make sense. So that's just the spreadsheet, and it's just a way of recording your observations and having it automate its conversion into magnitude. Now you might say, but I want my students to do that manually, but it's actually a bit of a tongue twister, mind-bending kind of thing that even me, who's done it a million times, I went through 30-40 different versions of more complex spreadsheets I used before I ironed out all the bugs, because there's all kind of the 2.5 times the log of this with the minus sign, and then the square roots and the errors, and then subtracting. It's fine for me now. I can nearly automatically do everything. But for a student hitting it for the first time, it's just like, that's not even, think of that for the moment. You could, after they've done this, you could get them to deconstruct it, but yeah, here we go. So here's a good spreadsheet for you to start just recording your results when you're measuring them manually styles.